Tell them Philly Puta that walked out the stadium that they're being toxic and negative. Toxic and negative. They're being toxic and negative. You Philly Puta. Hold that, yeah?
I do wonder if we're gonna get that again today. I do wonder. I big up Northside. It's funny, isn't it? Funny old game of Arsenal. Half of them want Arteta out again. But yeah, we're joined by Monts, Dan, LB. Couldn't make it in the end. It is what it is. But we're gonna literally do 45 minutes, half on Man City, half on Arsenal. I'm gonna say it early. Congratulations, LB. You've done a double in terms of Champions League. I don't know how Atletico was my last hope, and yeah, fuck your club, and I'm salty.
Yeah, at least you just accept it, innit? You know what I mean? Some people try and disguise it, bro, and like you know what I mean. But you just hit it straight. So I respect it, man. Respect it. Big up to you. Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you drop in the likes. Make sure you subscribed, innit? Yeah, man. Listen, it's pretty sick. I'm liking football again all of a sudden. You know, back in like December time, January time. You know, life was tough. We'd only won 2 trophies so far this year: the Super Cup and the Club World Cup. And I was thinking to myself, oh man, it's been 2 months without a trophy. What's going on here? But listen, yeah, listen, that those results at the weekend, bro. You know, Arsenal, Liverpool, fucking no, I didn't see that coming.
No one saw that coming. We were looking at that weekend and thinking, oh, it's just a dead weekend. Like, yeah, the best game is probably Tottenham, Newcastle. That's the you know, even Tottenham's got smashed. It's just, you know what it is? When it comes to the top sides, when it's a race, it's quite rare where you see a few of the sides drop points in one weekend. So it was, it was all right. Rantman, RIP Rantman. Obviously he passed away. People don't know. He's the angry Chelsea fan from India. People don't know. So if I see anyone mocking it, you're getting banned for life, mate. But yeah, Dan, your club obviously smashed Everton in style as well. Like, I don't think I haven't forgotten. Cole Palmer's just fucking magic, isn't he?
Yeah, mate, he's on another level. If we don't get Europe, I think we'd do well to hold on to him. I'm not even lying.
He just shits fairy dust, honestly. But yeah, man, let's start with Arsenal. Make sure you smash the likes as well. We're only on 40 likes. That's actually impossibly shit. Didn't stream yesterday because I just couldn't shake illness. I'll be honest. I was actually struggling. I was trying, but I just couldn't. And then obviously Monts was quite busy as it is. But yeah, look, I'm going to start with the Arsenal game. They got Bayern Munich. There's still a little dash of hope that they can go through to the semi-final. And I think if anyone's going to give Man City the better game, would be Arsenal more than Bayern Munich. We can probably discuss that. But yeah, look, they got no excuses again tonight. They got no Davies, they got no Gnabry, and they got no Coman. And if you look at Tuchel's apparently in training, the way he's been setting up, Mazraoui's going to play left back, and Guerrero's playing on the exact same side at left mid. And as soon as Guerrero played, he actually offered nothing against Arsenal. You know, it's when Sane came off. It looks like everything's going to be heavily down Bayern's right-hand side. And I don't think Zinchenko is going to play this game. I don't know how you see this game, Dan, but I'm not going to write off Arsenal, no chance. I think this could go to penalties.
Yeah, I wouldn't write them off either, especially after their performance in the Premier League at the weekend. I feel like they're just going to be like maybe focused on this now. They've got a good chance. It's a tough one for me. I feel like Tuchel, it's just not gone well. Obviously, they got confirmed that they're obviously not going to win the league as well. And I just think Bayern Munich aren't the Bayern Munich that we expect them to be, and they have been in recent years. So Arsenal got a massive chance. We can't be writing them off yet. And this group of fixtures has probably been one of the most exciting and dramatic we've had in years. So like anything can happen, because like I didn't fancy Dortmund last night, and they just turned up out of nowhere. So, and I wouldn't say Dortmund are on a level that deserves to be in the semi-final of the Champions League. But
If they get to the Champions League final, you know what? It doesn't matter what side gets to the Champions League final. If I see Man City come up against it, there's no hope. I'm not being funny.
Enrique Pep would be like a great Champions League final, though. That's like the two legendary Barcelona coaches, like both winning the treble. I think that would be a great final. I really do. And definitely possible as well. PSG looked strong yesterday.
Did they really look strong, or did they just look shit because my man got sent off?
No, they looked strong before that. I think they win that game without that red card.
Arsenal are also ass though, bro.
I think Barcelona would have gone through.
You really think
after the
they started, they didn't look unreal.
Yeah, they okay. Quite well, but Barcelona are not a good team. Like, come on, man.
But the thing is, Barcelona. The thing is, Barcelona, when they had 11 men versus 11 men, yeah, cool. It was at it was away from home. Barcelona had done the job. As soon as they got certain players like Pedri back, you can see the little bits of quality they still had. I just think that even though both European teams aren't what they used to be, or well, Barcelona, let's say, PSG never really been all that in the Champions League. I think that I'm telling you, that red card made the game infinitely easier. I think Barcelona probably defend, and Barcelona was still a threat at certain points after the fourth goal went in. Like, well, after it was 5-4, I believe, when I grew up, whatever the score was. So I don't know, man. I think PSG got a free pass only for them to be knocked out in the next round.
Yeah, no, it's true. I'm looking at yesterday, even Atletico had that. Like, we're supposed to look at Diego Simeone, the most paid coach in the world and everything, and you're conceding how much against a shit Dortmund side, and then my managers made us out to believe that Sancho's shit. You know what I mean? We're talking about one of the youngest, brightest talents in football, and we made him look absolutely shit, and now he's in a semi-final. And I'm more than putting past Dortmund gave PSG. They were in a group together, by the way. Remember the Newcastle group? It was Dortmund and PSG. Dortmund made
PI and Dortmund not IA. As if Sancho gets into a Champions League final, I'll be honest. Ten Hag, boy,
finished.
Boy.
Yeah, that's embarrassing in itself, man. But
you've got to be talking about Sancho for Euros, no?
Mate, it's just another headache.
He plays because if you look at Grealish, I know Southgate loves Grealish, and I feel like Grealish probably does deserve to go. But if Sancho,
wait, what did you say? Southgate loves Grealish. Did you just say?
Yeah, not loves Grealish, but he likes Grealish, bro. Come on, he doesn't hate Grealish. Like,
Grealish will go because he offers something different to some of the other strikers.
Yeah, like bro, Grealish will still go. Even if Grealish plays 5 games, he'll go. Like, you see what I'm saying? I think Rashford, but I say the same thing about Rashford. I always say Rashford will probably go because he offers that P&P on the left hand side.
Yeah, that's what Southgate is. He's a P&P merchant, bro. He doesn't understand how to actually like put a group of players out there and like, you know, do tactics. He's just like get ball forward, run fast, run direct football. Like it's just that's what it is. But anyway, sorry, coming back onto the Arsenal thing because that's what you asked about. But like I'm with Dan. I think Arsenal have a good chance. You know what I mean? You can't write them off. I think that even though the result of the Emirates was disappointing for them, you know what I mean? They wanted to win there and go to the Allianz holding on to a lead. Bayern Munich are not great, you know what I mean? So they've still got a chance of going through. It'll be interesting to see how this game's played out because in the first leg, Arsenal very much on Bayern did have spells of possession, but I felt that Arsenal kind of took the game to Bayern and Bayern absorbed the pressure and just got them on the break. And Bayern were actually quite successful on the break, but they were a bit wasteful when they got in front of goal. Will that happen at the Allianz? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Arsenal might try and sit in a little bit more, not to the extent that they did at the Etihad. You know what I mean? They can't do that. They've got to have some sort of outball. But, you know, Arsenal need to get through the first 20 minutes tonight without conceding a goal. Yeah, they need to get through that first 20-minute period. The Bayern fans are going to be loud. You know what I mean? They weren't in the first leg, so they're going to be up for it. The players are going to be up for it. Arsenal just need to get through that first 20 minutes and then try to play. But, you know, they're going to the Allianz. You know, I think they needed a win in that first leg. They can still do it. Don't get me wrong, but to go there, man, with a 2-2, I've been that stadium, man. It's a mazza. It is.
No, I agree on that part, man. It's just, you know what, it like goes unnoticed. I know I know Sane was the biggest threat to them, but I thought Gnabry was having a serious game, and even Alphonso Davies, him and Saka were having a great battle. It's just I just don't see a Mazraoui who's not even left-footed anyways. Not that you have to be left-footed to play left back, having a decent game against Saka, unless Saka wants to perform his best thing that he does.
Yeah, but
all
some
the time.
coaches have used that Cass before. Like they'll play the inverted fullback, and it kind of prevents Saka coming inside on his left foot. Like Tuchel's definitely done that before. He'll play like the other footed player. So if the wing is inverted,
do you reckon he might go
come
for
in
a
against
free
their stronger foot?
Do you reckon he might go for a free back today instead? Tuchel.
Who? Tuchel?
Yeah, Tuchel, yeah.
Tuchel, the one thing I'll say about Tuchel is if you give him a knockout competition and you give him one game, he can find a way to win it. He can do that. And he can motivate his team no matter who it is, whether or not it's his first team or his second team, to have a chance. And like LB said, with that crowd, like that's going to be a horrible stadium to be in as the away team tonight. And like we know those Germans, they just won't give up the fight, especially after not winning. Like I don't think people are understanding how massive that is for them not to win the Bundesliga. Like that hasn't happened since I think 2013 or something like that. Like, this is crazy. So those fans are going to be expecting a Champions League win. Like that's their hope.
Yeah, I got a question for you, bro.
No,
let me ask you a question. How much do you think that the loss against Villa will impact them tonight? Because, you know, I think you could tell by the players' reaction on Sunday and the fans' reaction that a lot of Arsenal fans feel that it's still possible, but it's unlikely that they'll win the Prem from here. You think that could like play on their mind maybe in a positive way or in a negative way? Because it could be like, right, this is the last chance we've got to win in a trophy now. We need to go and fucking batter Bayern. Or you reckon it's going to be like they're going to be down in a dumps type thing and their negative feelings? How you reckon?
You see Arsenal fans, yeah. I just think they're down in the dump. Like they're just straight away to like Arteta out. Like I don't know if I see him getting behind the team because you see, like they were walking out the stadium early against Thingy at the weekend, and they were just heading out. And I just don't know if that Villa game will have as bigger effect on Arsenal as Leverkusen winning the Bundesliga will on Bayern Munich. And when they're level playing field and it's in Bayern Munich's home ground, my money would be going on Bayern, to be honest with you, with Tuchel as the manager as well. But obviously the injuries aren't going to help. But as seasons have gone, I'd say Arsenal have had a better season than Bayern Munich and are probably a stronger team. So there's no reason why they can't turn up, and they're good enough to on their day. But it just these pressure situations seem to be getting to this Arteta Arsenal side, and they have done for 5 seasons.
Yeah, well, this is why I think that like the Arteta out shouts, although some people say it's completely unreasonable. I mean, this is 3 years on the bounce now that Arsenal saw, and I don't say bottled the league, I didn't bottle the league, but like I fell short. And of course, you know, there's still 6 games left, anything can happen, but I think it would be, from the City point of view, a disaster if City went on from here and didn't win the league. So, you know, the pressure's on. The pressure is certainly on. And, you know, playing Bayern Munich away, sometimes when you've just had a bad defeat, sometimes playing a big match is actually what you want. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's like you have to raise your game. You know, like you say they got beat off Villa, yeah. Say you was playing like Sheffield United away. Sometimes it's kind of like we fucking, it's just like a bit of a dead game. You struggle to get you up for it. And then maybe you could drop points again because you're not taking it serious. And as bad as Sheffield United are, they're still a Premier League team. Whereas, because they're playing Bayern, you can't do that. It's like, right, we've got to forget what happened against Villa. We've got to get up for this. Otherwise, we'll get panned 5-1 like we did all those years ago. So, I don't know, man. Listen, if Arsenal get through tonight, I think they've got a chance of winning the trophy. I think like, that's what I'd be saying. If I'm an Arsenal, if I'm Mikel Arteta, I'm saying, listen, forget what happened at the weekend. If you win tonight, you got serious chance of winning this Champions League, mate, because all that's going to be standing in front of you is City or Real Madrid and then PSG or Dortmund in the final. Like, come on, man. Like, if you can't get yourself up for that, then I don't know.
Is that the side of the draw, is it, LB? Is that, have you definitely,
yeah.
So we could have an English semi-final?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That don't help for like Tottenham and United, does it, for Champions League? I don't think if one of our teams get knocked out.
No. Yeah, you would have preferred it to be the other way around.
Dortmund getting through pretty much, I think, might confirm that for Germany as well.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You probably need City or Arsenal to win the Champions League and Villa to win the Conference League.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
Liverpool and West Ham.
I'm not personally. I don't know about you, Monts, right? Actually, let me do the super chat quick. Marco, Dan, did we watch the same Barcelona game yesterday, or the red card changed the game?
I would say Lewandowski and João Cancelo had a bigger impact than the red card for me, because even with the red card, you can see out that game. Like the mistakes, like João Cancelo, the challenge for that penalty is just absolutely laughable. I don't know what he's doing. Like they lost their heads, Barcelona. Obviously, the red card didn't help, but look, that's payback for all those years they were paying a ref. Now you know Barcelona is skint because they can't pay refs.
I was just going to say, I'm not too sure yet, Monts, right, that the form of the league will continue into the Champions League for Arsenal. Maybe Arsenal in particular, but I always try to separate, Premier League form and champ, and then obviously champs or what's European form. I think it's a whole different ball game in a way. I think if anything, they should be more up for this kind of game, knowing that they got an actual chance. Like the only thing is, though, we can only go based off what we've seen, which is a lot of nerves, obviously off the last game, to probably say that Arsenal might not make it through this time in case they play the same way. It's a bit difficult to kind of call at this moment of time, because it is the Allianz at the end of the day. Like, they got that stupid music that I can't stand every time they score a goal. And lastly, they still got Harry Kane.
Listen, if Bayern Munich weren't weak in the way they were,
You would give it to Bayern, innit?
Yeah, I'd lean towards Bayern just because of the heritage and Arsenal's away record in the Champions League. It's cheeks. It's cheeks, man. They've not given us anything positive to look through when it comes to that sort of record, regardless of how good they've been this season. However, when you don't have Alphonso Davies, Guerrero is going to be playing left back. They don't have a left winger, so Guerrero is going to have to be playing left wing. So then who also plays left back and who plays left wing? Maybe Musiala plays left wing and Guerrero plays left back. I don't know. And then maybe Muller comes into the 10. I don't know how exactly they're going to do it. But, like, when your only capable attackers are Sane and Kane, I guess you could throw Tell. Maybe you could
it's like he doesn't like him for some reason,
Yeah,
like,
he looks like a good player, but you know what I'm saying? It's either Musiala left wing or Mateus Tell left wing. I don't know how Tuchel will run that.
I reckon it'll be Musiala on the left.
I reckon, man. He put Muller in the middle, innit?
Then Kane's going to get about 5 touches outside the box in this game. Probably like 6 touches in the box. Well, less than that. I don't think Kane's going to get a lot of touches in this game. So I look at Saka. If Saka can emulate his performance, not the dive, if he can emulate the performance, I think Arsenal could really get something out of this game, simply because Bayern Munich are weakened, man. If your back line is dire and there's no Alphonso Davies, people were saying Saka done him up. I think it was a really good battle. I think Alphonso Davies done well to cut off those lanes so Saka couldn't be in on goal.
Yeah,
Sane's gonna have to, like, you think Arteta is gonna sit there and go and let Sane have the game he did last game? I don't think it's gonna happen. And then that leaves Kane not exactly gonna burst past your defenders, is he? He needs service. I know he's gonna drop deep and whatnot, but it's one of those ones.
You know what it is though, yeah. I find this, if I'm putting on a tactical head, yeah. I think Kane will naturally drop deep while Muller does all the stuff in the box, literally do a lot of that. One thing Arsenal couldn't handle was the movement of the players inside the box of theirs. Hence why there was a lot more free space and why Sane could easily get past. It's just because defending the box, they look nervous. And that's why I think Muller might be quite useful tonight anyways. And if you're talking about leadership on the pitch, then what better experience than having him on the pitch to know how to get you through to a semi-final? And also, I'm looking at it along the sides of, Arteta, man. You have to start pointing the finger at this man and at some of his selections. Like, the selection against Villa was poor. Why are you putting Kai Havertz left centre mid? The last person you need to play against Bayern Munich is Kai Havertz, because it's an easy game. Jesus made a bigger impact trying to draw out Eric Dyer and De Ligt, So I'm thinking, like, what selection is he going to go with? And I think Arteta is his own worst enemy, LB, man. Like, I'll be honest, it's just selection is so important. He might look at it thinking, Martinelli had a poor game last time, so I should start Trossard. But he done that on the weekend with Trossard, and he didn't offer anything. I think
when he starts, he's crap. When he starts, he's crap, unfortunately. He's more off the bench player for Arsenal. That's when he's really dangerous. Martinelli, I can't remember the last time that guy had a good game. I genuinely can't.
Yeah, man, he's poor.
Like, he's looking like a one season. Like, you know what? Let me not in it. But he right now, I don't know what he's offering apart from his pace. And if he can't use his pace, what's he offering? I don't really get it. So, you know, you look at Arsenal's forwards, Saka, Jesus, Havertz, and Martinelli. None of them are really moving the needle. The only one I'll say is that I think Jesus has to start. He must start. Like, he must. Because, again, these big games are above Havertz's pay grade, in my opinion. They're above his pay grade right now. I don't know, like, I don't think he's offered much in the bigger games of recent. Like,
you know what I'd set up? You know what I'd do?
Against it, but it's cool. He's scoring against the fodder. Like, it's cool when he's doing.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Let me tell you how I'd set up. This is how I'd set up. Yeah, I'd play Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Havertz, Jesus left wing.
Okay, that's yeah. I do hear that actually.
That's a solid sort of gives them a good base. You know, you got Jorginho and Rice who can dictate in the middle, and you know what? Actually, yeah, in that system as well, you're basically saying to Odegaard, "All right, then, mate, shows how good you are." Because De Bruyne has done it on the big stage, yeah. All these Arsenal fans gassing up Odegaard last year, saying he was better than De Bruyne, which is on Mazda, yeah. Well, let's see what you can do because we give Odegaard the freedom. That's what I'd do tonight. I give Odegaard the freedom to go where he wants. If he smells danger in certain places, do that. Yeah, you've got Jesus who can give you a threat down the wing. I've said for years that Jesus' best position is on the wing. Years. I told Arsenal fans that when they signed him.
I think he's better on the right than left.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's a massive difference, but play him on the left, and he can work hard defensively as well. Play Saka on the right, and Havertz can play as that sort of striker, false nine. You know, if you're getting over a little bit, he can drop deep a little bit and make an extra man in midfield. That's how I would say up. But like, I don't know how they're going to play. I don't know what Arsenal are going to do. Are they going to go there and try and take it to Bayern? Serious?
I'll drop Jorginho. I'll drop Jorginho after the game I witnessed at the Emirates. They clearly know how to overrun him. Like Lymar and all that were great at pressing. I wouldn't play Jorginho in this game personally. I would actually just go with Thomas Partey in there. I know people don't like him.
That guy just doesn't play, does he?
I know, but he's been getting minutes. But I'm putting Thomas Partey in there. I'm putting Declan Rice in DM or whoever because
I'd agree with you if Partey actually played, but like he's played this season 461 minutes.
Probably a lot of those minutes came in the last few games, right?
Well, he didn't play against Villa. He didn't play against Brighton.
Yeah, I think Jorginho, if he plays him and Tuchel sees that, he's just going to do what he did last game. And I'm not saying that Jorginho can't play his way out of it. It's just that if the team starts being nervous because their DM's nervous, it all capitulate from there, you know. And then obviously when you got other like if they do play Guerrero and Mazraoui, that's just more of a hard-working, passionate side. Like hard work will get you through it. Kind of thing, not really anything else, not really much ability, and they'll just press.
If they play them two on the left-hand side, like Mazraoui and Guerrero, like they're doubling up on Saka, they'll nullify him completely because he's being nullified against one player at some points this season. So, like Guerrero's good for a goal as well. As much as we're going to slate him and say he's not who the others are, like he's good for a goal in the Champions League. He's not got an awful record, especially coming from the positions he plays in. I've got a feeling Muller might not start. I know you're chatting about how important he could be. I've got a feeling he might not start. He's not been a consistent part of this Bayern team this season in terms of how he has been in recent years. And if he didn't start, it wouldn't surprise me. Although I think in a game like this, sometimes you've got to turn to your experience. And that might be why Arteta maybe decides to play Jorginho and hopes that his Arsenal team can control the ball and learn from their mistakes in the last game.
So what you're saying is that double up on Saka, he's going to do his trademark limp off the pitch?
Wouldn't surprise me. I think we're seeing that a little bit too often from Saka at the moment. Like, I think he's a really good player. I think this season his numbers arguably are better than the performances we've seen from him. But these are the sort, like LB saying about Odegaard, these are the games where if these players want to be considered to be on the level of players in history and times gone by, they've got to step up in these games because we've seen KDB step up in games like this, like was it last season he scored that outrageous goal? I think it
I
was.
don't know. Saka needs a good game again. If he needs to just because he was sourcing up that team. He was sourcing Bayern up in the first game. Man, it's nearly men hating on us because we replaced them. That's not exactly a great super chat. Let me tell you quickly why. You're saying you replaced nearly men and you became the nearly men. So you're just saying that you're.
What have they replaced?
Yeah, who are the nearly men, by the
What have
way?
you replaced?
Yeah, what they've replaced being nearly men, not winners, nearly men. Why? There's nothing to celebrate
Mate,
for being a nearly man.
Arteta's just a Spanish Brendan Rodgers at this point, mate. So I'd be quiet.
I don't know, man. That's just it's a bit. That's the standards in the bin. But yeah.
It's crazy.
By the way, guys, there's 500 people. Make sure you smash the like button. 100 likes, but do smash the like button. It should look like my hand, unless you're in a different mode. It might look like Monster's hand afterwards. But do smash the like button. It's important. So if you do hear it, don't just say, oh, whatever. You know what you can do. It takes you 2 seconds, literally. If you're on your computer or on your Xbox or wherever, it takes 2 seconds. Well, what are we saying for tonight then? How many? What's our predictions? Cause I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2-2 again. Penalties.
Pens.
Oh, everyone's saying pens.
I don't know. I'm not saying pens, man. I'm gonna say. I don't know, man. I don't know. I actually have no idea. You know, I think this is going to be such a close game. I don't think there's going to be goals because I just don't think Arsenal are going to open up like that. So maybe a 2-1 either side. I think it's going to be a seriously close game, man.
I'm watching both games, man. I'm watching.
Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that, man.
No, you know, I got one on my tablet. Not tablet, but my iPad, and I have one on the big screen. I'll just be watching.
Nah, but I can't concentrate when I put 2 games on me. I can't focus on.
Nah, you can't focus on one, can you? I'm the same.
Trust me.
This is criminal, by the way.
Me and Ty done it last week. Yeah, we focused. Trust me, we saw both games. It's easier than you lot think. I do it all the time, anyways. If there's a 3 o'clock kickoffs, if I'm meant to talk about multiple games, there's only one that gets a bit stretched. Is when you got one on your iPhone, one on the iPad, and the one on the TV. It's like the iPhone's the least most important game, but you get to scroll, you get to go backwards and watch it again a little bit, anyways. Al-Madis, we replaced them as City's title contenders. That's nothing. Al-Madis, that's nothing to be proud of because you haven't won. Being the whipping boys is nothing to be proud of. Trust me. Standards in the bin, my guy. Come on, you can do better than that. Anyways, it's just in the gutter, man. You haven't won. As Flawless would call it, bridesmaids FC. But yeah, let's move on to the Man City Real Madrid game. Now, this is what I put in the title. You lot, LB, you're going to smash Madrid. They've had 1 draw in their last 8 visits, or 6 visits to the Etihad, something like that. They got no Tchouaméni. I don't know who's going to go centre back for them. I'll be real. Nacho, don't even get me started on that. They have to go for the game as much as you probably have to go for the game, of course, because it's a draw. But you have put about 8 goals past them in the last 2 visits at the Etihad alone. And right now, you're playing into form as well. And you've scored minimum 3 goals per Champions League game. The great Real Madrid. This is what it is. This is what it is, people. Yeah, and they got no striker. They want to put Jude Bellingham on striker again. He's probably going to get halved up by Ruben Diaz again. Lost.
Yeah, he was poor.
And I don't even know if Walker's back. Who's getting dropped? See?
I reckon Akanji might get unfortunately dropped. Listen, I'll tell you exactly how the game's going to go. Exactly how the game is going to go.
Oh.
We'll dominate the ball. We'll have over 65% possession, maybe 60% possession. And we will create chances. And if we're clinical, we'll win the game. If not, we will concede at least a goal tonight on the break. Right? We all know that. Even though Walker's back in, we're going to concede a goal, right? We will create chances. If we're clinical, we'll win the game. If we're not clinical, then you risk getting knocked out because we're going to concede. So, it's time for the players to put the ball in the back of the net, man. But that's how the game will go. The good thing that I'm thinking of here, we went to the Bernabeu and we were even good, man. You know what I mean? Players was passing the ball to Madrid players passing the ball out of play for throw-ins, players running into Madrid players, and we still didn't get beat. And they did everything possible, to build the game up, you know what I mean? Shutting the roof, getting the fans hyped, you know what I mean? It was the most tickets sold at the Bernabeu, you know what I mean? Record attendance, all that kind of shit. Like, they did everything possible, and they still couldn't beat us. and we were even good. So like I'm feeling confident, but it is Real Madrid, and on the break they are mad. They are crazy on the break.
You know what I didn't like about Madrid though in the first leg is the fact, I don't know what you saw, Mons, but I just thought that they didn't use the wings enough. And when they did use the wings, they got their best opportunities. You know, like a lot of the stuff was trying to go through central to get Jude Bellingham in the game, didn't happen. And Rodrigo it's like Rodrigo wasn't even playing right mid for most of the game. It's like he was just inverting, trying to play next to Vinny. When I thought that was the thing is, let's not act like City's goals were all. I think all the goals are screamers, bar the deflection of Real Madrid. So there were just screamers a lot in it. But at the same time, you know, Real Madrid could have finished City off if Vinicius decided he wanted to have a left foot.
Yeah, but I could also come back at that and say Valverde's strike was a insane strike. One of them was a deflected goal.
Oh, when I say deflected, I meant their first goal. I think all the goals.
Two goals are deflected. The first two goals are deflected.
I would say that
because Walker wasn't there. Like that second goal doesn't happen if Walker plays. It doesn't. It just doesn't happen. But unfortunately, Akanji's not Walker, and he got bun up. But like usually, if any team has to go back to the Etihad in the Champions League, it's just a bit of a long day, really. But because it's Real Madrid, that's why I actually give them a chance, even though they did ship 4 last year. Real Madrid aren't as, you know, they're not. I think they're a little bit better than they were last year. In fact, they're a lot better than they were last year.
Yeah, but their injuries, Monts, this time round ain't great for them.
Well, who's out then? Who's out?
They ain't got centre back, mate. Like you can't be going into this game against City with Nacho. Like if Haaland's going to have any success tonight, he's going to pin himself against Nacho and work wonders, mate.
Yeah, they've got. So Militao's only just come back. Courtois
unless
out.
they play him.
Alaba's out.
I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying. I'm keeping it, but I'm just saying. If any team can somehow make it through against City at the Etihad, the only team is probably Real Madrid. Yeah,
no, you got a point there. You do have a point.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll probably put every other team in there. Oh yeah, I doubt it. Like, maybe I'm a Liverpool fan, obviously. So if Liverpool were in the Champions League and we had to go to the Etihad, I'd probably back us as well. But that's
Chelsea would do it.
That's probably because we're an English team, though, not because an English team. Like in terms of foreign teams, who's getting it done? No one, apart from Madrid. Now I still back City to win the game, but I wouldn't be shocked if Real Madrid somehow gets something done in it. I wouldn't be shocked.
Nah, bro, people can't say like you'd be shocked. They have
Vinny
Jr., Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, Camavinga, Toni Kroos.
Carvajal. But this is what I'm saying. People are making out like these men are bums.
They're not
these men are completely inferior because of last year's result. Last year,
we have to be shocked. We have to be shocked.
It's not the same City team as last year, and it's not the same Madrid team as last year. It's a different battle this time around. Personally, I think City is still a bit better, but Real Madrid for me have improved massively, and I feel like the X factor from Man City doesn't X factor the same. I feel like just the system is still very effective.
I think we can be shocked though, Mons, because they ain't lost at the Etihad in like over 3 years. It would be a shock.
Is that in any European game, Cass?
In the Champions League, they haven't lost since 2018. Bro, come on, man. That's long.
You know what's on Mazza as well? That game that we lost, it was against Lyon. Guess who was our manager?
Pep.
Mikel Arteta. Pep was out ill.
No,
Arteta was the manager, bro.
I was gonna say this though, yeah. There's one player that Real Madrid will have one chance if they drop him. Yeah, but he literally has Ancelotti's nudes. His name is Toni Kroos. Drop this motherfucker. Honestly, on the ball, he's delightful. Obviously, he's delightful on the ball. Off the ball, he sucks arse and cheeks, bruv. Literally mouth to arse. Like he's crap off the ball. And that's and there was a good reason why Madrid looked a lot better when he came off the pitch after they conceded their goals. It's a bit like before when they beat City. As soon as he came off the pitch a couple years ago and they came back with a 4-3, right? They started playing better. Camavinga went into the DM and central midfield role. Like, don't get me wrong, Kroos is a legend of the game. He's sick. He is what he is. But you have to stop. You have to call some of these players out. Like, he's not. I don't care about their league form. When it comes against Man City, you have to have players that are good off the ball.
They do, though. They do have amazing players off the ball, Cass. It's just they obviously lose a man in Toni Kroos when they're off the ball.
But look how much they got overran because of this dude. Like, it's like he's basically their Jorginho.
I think Madrid are happy to be overrun because they know that one pass from Toni Kroos allows them to be deadly on the counter attack.
They've lost. I saw it last year and I'll see it again. Kroos needs to be dropped.
But to be fair, last year though they played Kroos and Modric, and that was the major issue.
But they looked a lot. But they're not a lot better when Modric was on the pitch.
Yeah, but Modric come on fresh. I think it would have worked the same way if it was the other way around.
You can't start Modric. You have to. Kroos at this moment in time is better off starting than Modric.
I wouldn't start none of them. I would start.
Who would you midfield be then?
Because of what he asked Valverde to do, he needs a player like Kroos in that midfield. Because you were saying like Rodrigo comes over to the Vinny side, which he's done for like a while now, and Valverde, because of what he offers, he will provide that extra bit of width off the right-hand side if Rodrigo goes. And we saw that for that goal. As soon as Rodrigo went out to the other side, Valverde absolutely it's just legs.
Who would you play midfield then, Cass?
So from what I've seen, he isn't going to go with a 4-3-3 anyways. He likes to start with a 4-4-2 and someone up front with Jude. Like Vinny Jr. was off the left and up front, right? That's what I have seen. So I'm going to go off the 4-4-2. I would have Valverde and Camavinga in the middle. I would have Vinny and Brahim Diaz and then obviously Bellingham and Vinny. It's just the way I would probably set it up personally, because 4-4-2 gets you a lot more concrete and resolute, and you can actually try to pin the wings a lot better and probably help Jude out a little bit. That's how most teams set up off the ball. I'm not being funny. Real Madrid not going to have all the ball either way. So playing a 4-3-3, no matter what combination they've got, I'm not going to have anything going for them. So
I'm not two midfielders against City's suicide.
Well, not really, because we've seen Liverpool set up in a 4-4-2 against them as well. We've seen loads of teams play up against 4-4-2. That's how a lot of teams play. How about when you played? It was a 4-4-2 pretty much.
Yeah, but I just think it's different for Madrid and the way that they play, though. I just don't know if I see it being the best idea for them.
I just feel like
I hear you. I do hear you.
I feel like if they're going to try sharp shot, that's when you bring on Toni Kroos. Calm the game down and see it out. Is a Toni Kroos type thing for me. It's just when he starts, I just think off the ball, it's just doesn't offer much anymore. Like just on the ball, it's just half and half. And being away from home for me is a lot more difficult, isn't it? I don't know if you lot disagree, but
like City are massive favourites going into this game, but I think we have been sort of guilty of not giving credit to Jude Bellingham as well. I know he's playing as a striker, and I know he wasn't great in that first leg, but however he's playing, we're talking about a guy that's managed to get 20 goals this year in this position that we're probably calling like a false 9 or a false 10, whatever you want to call it. Like, he's managing to score goals. And yes, City did a really good job and kind of kept him really quiet, but you just can't write it off. He might be able to come up with a goal with the form that he's in terms of the whole season. I feel like he's had a good season. And I feel like if anyone is going to get a result, like Mont said, it could be Madrid. I don't know if it would shock me if they get a result, but like they're the most likely team to be able to come away with.
Why are we not being shocked? We have to be shocked.
I don't think I'd be shocked. I think shock is too much because we're talking about Real Madrid, even though I think City are favourites, and I've said City are favourites for this tie since the draw happened.
You have, to be fair. You said it last week as well.
So I genuinely think City win this. I won't be shocked if Madrid go through, though. I think because it's Real Madrid. You know, like yesterday, I was shocked Dortmund got through. That's where that's a shock for me. I just didn't see Atletico letting that one slide, and in the manner that they did was crazy. I think if Madrid get through, we're talking about Vinny Jr., we're talking about like players in that squad who have won multiple Champions Leagues. We're talking about players that are going to push on to win multiple Champions League in their career. It wouldn't be a shock for me if Madrid got through, but I think City are going to have too much.
We have to be shocked. You have to be shocked. Home record, City, the way they've been as well lately. Just because it's Real Madrid, I know we're hearing it, but like City have got their own heritage now at the Etihad. It is what it is. You lot have to just start putting it to the sword and calling for what it is. City have heritage in the Champions League, whether you like it or not, and they've got a lot of bases to go off of. If Man City dropped points today, or they lost, sorry, it's a bottle job from them, in my opinion, because they got the best thing going. Stop doing. I think we're just giving a little bit. One, I think we're giving a little. It's being kind of harsh on City, but yet again, letting it go, letting it slide past them. Like if not a horrible result like it is in a bottle job situation, because it is. Because it is. You choked. You choked in the moment. If you're going to choke while getting a 3-3 while going to the Etihad, who's got what's a sick record, it's a choke, mate. Call it for what it is. I don't know why we're all so afraid to call it for what it is. Because if it was Arsenal, we'll be all on the bandwagon. If it was Liverpool, we'd be all on the bandwagon. It's the same way.
No, I don't think you can. If City or Madrid lose this fixture, I don't think it's a bottle job. I think quite clearly that this is the fixture. This is the premium fixture in this Champions League. This should be the final.
They're much better.
I think they're clearly the two best sides in it. I don't think you can call it a bottle job if either team loses. I just don't think you can.
City are way better than Real Madrid are.
Okay, they are on paper, but then obviously that first leg, they're level. So they're going into a complete one-off game. Obviously, they are advantage at home. I feel like City's home record and the team that they are, I feel like that does favour them more than I felt it favoured Madrid at home.
Yeah.
A good home record.
We're favourites, but I would also say the way that Real Madrid play
has been your kryptonite at times against other teams.
They're going to play counter-attacking football with some of the best players in the world at playing counter-attacking football. And what's our weak point? Counter-attacks. So, you're right to say City should be favourites. City are the better team. You're right, but Real Madrid, they're dangerous, and you've seen that in the first half, in the first game. You know what I mean? They broke the lines quite a few times, and
look at how they score goals as well. LB, right? They're little, like, one of those goals dribbled into the back of the net. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're going to score goals, however, they don't even care. It's Real Madrid, but I think City are able to take this game, like you said, 60-65% possession, dominate the ball, and if they're clinical, and if Haaland can come up against a centre back in Nacho, I think Haaland's laughing tonight. I really do. I know he's not had this amazing season. I think he's missed like 30 big chances, but I would fancy him tonight in a game like this.
I don't fancy him. If I'm going to fancy anyone, it's just Bernardo Silva, mate. He just loves a big game in it. Guy can't help himself. Honestly, he must have his own flipping, what's it called, thing going on in his head. Because Bernardo. You know what reminds me of Bernardo? You see that Pep video where he was going around, look like he was talking to like spirits and stuff, like pretending he's probably playing with the devils or whatever, with tactics and stuff. That's what I feel like goes on in Bernardo's head sometimes when it comes to a big game. Honestly, the guy is he's just dumb when it comes to a big game. He's going to be the one that carries it. They've never handled him in one leg ever, by the way. Bernardo's, when it comes to Champions League in this stage, just can't knock him, man. I'll be honest. If I'm Real Madrid, I'm risking Militao for at least 60 minutes. At least. Because I think he's the only one. If we're talking, Rudiger can handle Haaland. Like, them lot are just going to be in each other's ears all game long. But Militao, like, surely he's had enough time coming back now. Like, he's been back for a few weeks. I don't know. Would you risk him once or?
I would, because there's nothing else to play for. They pretty much won the league, and I'll be honest. Like, even though Real Madrid are always going to go again next year, like, I'll be honest. This is really is it mad to say that City and Madrid, this game's the final? Is it mad to say that?
Whoever goes through today,
is it mad to say this is the Champions League final? Realistically,
we could say whoever goes through today is probably winning it.
Like obviously we know upsets can happen, but again, similar to the Barcelona-Liverpool game in the semi-final, that was really the final. Come on now, that was really the final. This is the. I don't want to disrespect the other teams, but this feels like the final. So for me, if you want to rest Rudiger or save him for the next game, and then you go out, what you really saving him for? You might as well get ready for the preseason in the Euros, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? That one's going to ruffle the feathers of the Arsenal fans. No, we're favourites. Respect us, all of that shit. But, like, I don't know. I don't really see any other team right now causing these two teams major issues, maybe apart from Arsenal and City if it's an all-English semi-final, or maybe PSG if Mbappe decides to turn Super Saiyan like he did in the World Cup final.
And Dembele. If Dembele turns up, it's a long day. It is a long day.
Fair, he turned up in those tries against Barcelona.
If Dortmund went on and somehow won this Champions League, I'd love it.
Would you? I feel like, when you're talking about bottle job, my interpretation of that is if City or Real Madrid obviously go through from this tie, and don't win the Champions League, that would be bottling it for me.
Yeah, because of
I don't think them
team
losing
that
this
they would play.
tie is bottling it, but not winning the Champions League from winning this,
So
that
hang on
would
a minute.
feel like a
If
bottling
City
because they
played
are so heavily
Arsenal
favourites.
in the next round, you'd say that's a bottle job if City didn't win, even though we played them 3 times and haven't beaten once this year.
Yeah, I think City have an easier game against Arsenal than they do against Real Madrid.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that, but I'm just saying that it's not a bottle job not to beat Arsenal, bro. Like Arsenal, are a good team.
I don't know, LB. I don't know. It is, man. You're treble winners. You're the current holders of the Champions League. You're coming up against Arteta's wimpy little Arsenal side that seem to fall at every pressurized situation they get.
Wow. RIP Angry
just don't
Ragman. Yeah, big up, man. Obviously, people don't know he had heart failure, organ failure, or something like that. So yeah, it's kind of peak. Danny says KDB will steal the match. He missed 2 finals, missed not the one. When KDB is motivated, he's dangerous. His legacy proves that no matter the opponent. I'll be honest, I don't think KDB plays.
I get those, bro.
I don't think he plays. I think he goes for like last time.
Why? What?
He
He's not
plays.
fit.
No, he is.
Yeah,
I
he was
just
going to
don't-
play last time.
He plays,
meant to
Cass.
play.
If he's not injured, he plays. Like you don't.
He was
not
meant to
play
play at
KDB
the. He was
in
meant
this
to play at
game.
the Bernabeu. He was just ill. That's
so
what-
Right? Yeah. He plays.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He'll offer you a moment. We're just gonna act like KDB's been on some scintillating
Probably
form or
plays
something like that.
instead of
I'm
Foden,
playing-
though.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, but Champions League's about moments, Cass. You know that. The Champions League's a moments
But I'd rather-
competition.
I'd rather save him. Like, I'm not being
For
funny.
what?
I think it's going to be a tight game, yeah, for now. I'd rather start with Kovacic. I'd rather start with the same midfield before Kovacic, Rodri, and Foden, and then bring on KDB, personally. That's what I would rather do, because I think a fresh KDB, because let's be honest, it probably will be like 1-1 up in the 60th minute. It might be 2-1. But I feel like bringing on fresh KDB rather than bringing them off, because who you bringing on instead? The difference is you can get the lead with KDB potentially, and then bring him off and get someone that can control the game, or it might be a situation where you have to actually go for it, and he's too knackered.
Who
Starting
replaced
KDB,
him
bro.
last minute before the last game? Was it Foden? Oh, Kovacic.
Kovacic.
Yeah, like you can bring Kovacic on into a game if KDB starts though, because KDB is going to be one of the players that helps you get into the lead. Like, and then if you're worried about KDB remaining fit, then you can bring him off. Like, I feel like that'll be fine.
I don't think they need him personally. Not at this point.
You can't take the risk though, Cass. You can't take the risk. And the thing is, if they get through this and then they make it to the final, he's going to get injured for that. So you got to make sure that he's getting you there at least.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. You know what? Maybe
Mate,
I'm
some
wrong.
players, they're just cursed. Like, I feel like Thiago Silva's one of those guys. I feel like John Terry was one of those guys. I feel like KDB's one of those guys. Their teams get to these finals, but they're just not meant to be in it. They're the people that get them there.
So what's your prediction? Let's round this off. What's your prediction?
If this one goes pens, I wouldn't even be surprised.
Well, you said so you're saying pens. Monts?
1-1 pens. City.
You know what? I'm just gonna go with what I hope for. I hope Real Madrid get through. I don't think they get through in the 90th minute, but I'm just gonna say it's 2-2 penalties. Real Madrid. Just doing it because you got to speak into existence. Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen though, is it? Go on, LB.
I reckon 3-2 City. I think there'll be goals, man.
Yeah, if any game's gonna have goals, it's this one out of the 2 tonight, isn't it? Like, if the other one was a bit dead and someone went through just sneaking and by on a 1-0 or like a 1-1 or something like that in the other game, it wouldn't surprise me. But if there was 6 goals in this game again, it just wouldn't surprise me at all.
I hope it's penalties, and they shoot at the south stand, so Big Steve can be pissed off at the end of the game, and the rest of the little munchkins. But yeah. Smash the like button as well on the way out. Big up to everyone. Obviously, we'll be live on Big Sixpence at 3:00. And then, yeah, man, we'll see you there. And we'll be back tonight.